Hi friends, this is Fancy Nancy from FancyNancyStamps.com. I'm welcoming you to my studio today. Today I'm going to be playing with Plentiful Plants, which is just a beautiful set. But today I'm having more fun than just with the stamps, but also with the coordinating designer series paper. So we're going to play a little bit. I'm going to show you some fun things and tell you a little bit about the stamp set itself. Trying to think of my next step. I think let's just get right down to it, and then I'll talk to you a little bit about what's happening in the studio. So here we go. This is the set, Plentiful Plants, and some of you may know that it has a coordinating set of dies. And so these beautiful dies not only cut out some of the images from the stamp set, but wonderfully, they also cut out a lot of the images from the designer series paper. So just look at this. There are dies that cut out these pots. This particular page they do not cut out because there's just lots more little edges. But oh, just look at this paper. You've got the wood grain, more pots, more plants. This is one of my favorite. It's kind of almost the foliage that looks very like you would find in Aruba, for instance. I just love it. Now all of these have dies that cut them out. They're just gorgeous. So we can play with that a little bit. Look at this paper. Isn't that fun? And with the bricks on the back side, which I love. But look at this is one that if you cut across and down, you've got 6 card fronts right here. Great paper. And on the back side again, kind of a stone wall looking kind of affair. So if you mix your stamps and your dies and this paper, you have incredible amount of images. Now in all honesty, today I'm planning to work with mostly my designer series paper. With a little extra fun and games. So let's just take a look at what I pulled out of the closet today. I am really into, of course, my evergreen because it's my color of the month. So I chose that as my card base color. And then I'm going to mix it up with a little cinnamon cider, a little soft succulent, some of that designer paper that is the wood grain, some cool plants, and we're going to go from there. So let's just see what happens. Let's just play a little bit. So you know this is an 8.5 by 5.5 piece of paper. Whoops, got away from me. And we're going to fold it in half to create our card base. And of course I always use my bone folder to get that nice crisp fold. I always say it goes into the envelope better, it ships better, and it looks much more professional. So then let's just add these yummy colors that I put together here. And I think I'm gonna, before I attach them, I'm just gonna do it this way. I'm gonna put them on and then put them on all at once. So let's set that aside for a minute. And we'll add using our Stampin' Seal. Got a fresh one this morning, so who knows what's going to happen. There we go. We had rain last night. Oh my goodness, we have waited for rain like nobody's business. It's been a long time. And everything smells so good today. It's just been a fun day for me. All right, I'm going to add my wood grain. So let me just go back to what my sizes of my paper are here. The cinnamon cider was 3 3/4 by 5. The soft succulent is 3 5/8 by 4 7/8. But I wanted more than just that 1/8 of an inch. So, I can't tell you what I cut this one at. I know it's 3 3/8 this way. And I think I actually want to go another 1/8. So let me just run and cut this. It'll just take me, oh well, I probably have my cupboard is always right here, so oh my goodness, my goodness. It's a busy, busy week. I know you're thinking, what in the world would be busy at this time of year? Well, my daughter is a competitor, and she is training for an Ironman that's this weekend, and that means that Grandma is going to be the babysitter. But there's just so much to get done before I head out to be Grandma. So you know these things. There's nothing to complain about. It's just what it is, and it's wonderful because I do get to spend time with two wonderful kids. All right, I trimmed that off, and I think now it's going to be much cleaner. Yep, that's what I wanted. So let's add this piece of paper. And this time I have about 1/4 of an inch around instead of that 1/8 that you see between the cinnamon cider and the soft succulent. Okay, so this is going to be my card front. I know that I am going to put some plants on this card front, and I'm also going to have, I've thought this through, and I want to kind of have this label, and the label is going to be, "You touched my heart." So why don't we just go ahead and do that, because I think placing this label is going to be really important. So I am using Evening Evergreen as my label sentiment color. I'm just going to center this. And I have to tell you, right before I started, I somehow managed to get gold gilding leafing on this stamp. And I'm just a word to the wise. It doesn't come off photopolymer very easy. So I hope I have not damaged this stamp in any way. And I did not. Woohoo! I was so nervous because I was picking at it with my take-a-pick tool, and you think, oh my gosh, what kind of damage am I doing here? Now, I'm not sure if I am going to put this on dimensionals or not, so I'm going to tell you right now, I'm just kind of, the jury's out. I will know as we progress on this card. There we go. And I also know that I'm kind of going to let it hang off the edge, maybe just a little bit, because I just want to open it up. I don't think that's on there very straight. I wonder if I dare. You ever just say, what have I done? I think we're going to try the old paper cutter because I think I can do a much better job. That's not going to work. I'll get my fingers caught in that. No. All right. Let me think this through. I can't stand things that are just not even. Well, that's better. All right, I'm happy now. Whew. Crisis averted. All right, I'm going to put 3 plants on the front, and I chose ones from the paper. So I'm going to do this one, and this one. And of course, they require cutting because they're just the few things that I don't have a die for. But we are going to loosely cut these. I still want lots of background on it. So I am just going to cut it in a way that it's, you know, gives the attention to each element, every piece of the element, but doesn't really require more work than this. So we'll just see if I come out of this one without a problem. I was laughing. I was watching somebody cut something the other night, and they said, "Oh, I'm cutting so slow." You know, there's just days like that. And then, you know, you think you just got the right distance away, and turns out you don't. happens. But the good news is we're going to have a cute little plant here, and we're going to organize them in such a way that it's interesting and fun. Actually, when I start cutting like this, it reminds me of the old days with paper dolls, which I loved more than anything else. Which, you know, do kids play with paper dolls anymore? I don't think so. I really don't. I'm trying to think if any of my children had paper dolls. I don't think so. I guess that's my fault. However, I can tell you that my granddaughters create paper dolls all the time. They are always so busy with all of their little creations. Okay, there's the first one. Okay. I'm looking around saying, where did I put my glue? Because I have the feeling this might be a glue intensive card. This is one of my favorites, this one. So, I'm trying to think what other fun news I have for you. Oh, many of you saw yesterday that I drew for the summer shenanigans for the first month, and Christine Savage won, and I was explaining that she is a long time client of mine. She's positively wonderful. We have done so many fun things together, from making wedding invitations for her son to just creating things that, you know, creating books and playing. Oh, I know, we also do wedding invitations for a friend that she was working on. So we're starting to think we're quite good at it. But mostly it's just fun stamping with a friend, and she's one of those friends. And so it was the luck of the draw, but I have to tell you, it was really fun being able to call her up last night and say, Christine, you won my drawing. So we are busy putting chips in the bucket for the next drawing. Let me tell you, if you're wondering how to get your, I'm sorry, I worked off the page. If you are wondering how to get your name into the drawing, let's talk about it for a minute. Okay, there's number 2. Your name goes in, you get a chip in the drawing for a lot of different things. For instance, you can, you're watching this video right now, you can comment. Simply say, I'm watching your video, thank you. And just that simple, and you get a chip in the bucket. If you share the video, you get a chip in the bucket. If you attend a class, and it doesn't matter if it's online or if it's face-to-face, you get a chip in the bucket. If you place a qualifying order of $25 or more, you get a chip in the bucket. If you bring a friend to an event and they place a qualifying order, you get another chip. But you know what's really cool? They get a chip for coming, and they get a chip for placing their order, just like you did. So that's pretty awesome. If you attend one of my team meetings, if you're a downline, you get a chip in the bucket, which is awesome. And gosh, I'm just thinking of all these different ways you can do this. You can watch my YouTube channel, and again, all you have to do is comment and say you're there, and I will put a chip in the bucket. And on August the 20th, I will draw again, or the very next. When I say the 20th, I really should qualify that and tell you, or the very next Facebook Live, because I want to draw them live so that you can see me draw. And sure enough, there'll be another winner. Now, I want you to know that all of those chips that I had yesterday went into a safe Ziploc bag, And I'm saving them for September 20th when I will put them all the chips in the bucket and we will draw for the grand prize. And the grand prize is a $50 shopping spree at my store. Now that's a pretty cool prize. It's definitely worth taking the time to watch a video because I hope you're getting ideas for your own cards, that maybe even ideas for purchases. And of course, if you'd like to purchase with me, I'd love to have you purchase with me. When you go to my website at www.fancynancystamps.com, you will see a link to shop with me. And I encourage you to do so. I would love to have your business. The people that join me to make cards online become my friends right along with those that attend all my classes. And I just want you to know that you're all important to me. Okay, so we're going to put this on the front. I'm just thinking about how we're going to adjust these so that I think I want to do it just about like that, with this little doodad kind of going over the corner like that. So I'll put it down first. This one I'm going to put, and I decided, I told you I was waiting until I got all done. I am going to just put it flat. I think the only thing that's going to be on dimensionals is this plant. So let's just start assembling. Ooh, this is fun. All right, so I told you it's going to go all the way to the edge of the cinnamon cider, but I do want the white to show, or that edge to show, so I'm going to just kind of do it like that. All right, and I think I want to grab some glue, and I'm certain I have some here, but I want to make sure that I lay that. Let me just grab it real fast. Sorry. So I have never been a glue person per se, but when we have these little beautiful edges, I want them to look nice, and so glue is a great way to do it. So I'm going to do it like this. These are going down next. Man. So did I tell you that my trip to babysit is a 200-mile trip? So I'll be doing that tomorrow, but I'm going to stop and visit with my stepfather and put a for sale sign on my travel trailer. And what else am I going to do? I've got such a busy day planned tomorrow. Oh, always the nail appointment. The nail appointment. I'm going to do that first before I hit the road. I'm trying to decide if I'm going to stick with this hot pink after my little granddaughter told me it was the same color as her toy pigs. That's sort of a scary thought. You know, you think you're looking pretty good, and then you're compared to a toy pig. Oh yeah. Life is good. I'm not complaining. Okay, so I already told you I'm going to put this on there like that. But before I do that, because I'm going to flip on the dimensionals and all the rest is flat, let's go ahead and put this on this card base that we prepared. And we'll just get that ready. This is going to be a little lumpy, so I think that a little extra tape is needed. This is kind of fun, isn't it? Pretty colors, pretty everything. All right, let's put this last little plant on there. I'm always amazed at the people I watch on Facebook, and when they take the white papers off, they use their take a pick tool and they just look so efficient. Let me just say, I've yet to figure out how to do that. It's pretty funny, but it's the way it is. All right, there we go. That's what I'm going to do for the front. So let's go on to the inside. This time I'm going to stamp a little more. I used those great dies to cut out my 2 pots that were part of that designer series paper. And I'm just going to keep this simple, but I'm going to use the evergreen again for my sentiment. And I think I'm going to kind of keep it towards right about there. So let's try that. The sentiment, you probably want to know what the sentiment says. It says, "You were there, and I am very grateful." Have you ever had that friend that whenever it seemed like you were going to need help, they already knew it and they were right there? Well, that's the person who's getting this card. And I have some folks like that that just mean the world to me. Is my head in there? Who knows? There we go. Ooh, don't you love the font and then the beautiful cursive at the end? Oh, I just think that's so cool looking. All right, so let's just see how we're going to do this. I am going to do that cute little, is that a snake plant? Is that what you call this one? And then I've got this great philodendron, so I have got to be sure that I have enough space for the things I'm about to do. I think I'll do that. Actually, I think I'm going to do one thing at a time. I'm going to go ahead and glue this down. And add my cool little philodendron there. And I'm going to do this one in the lighter, the soft succulent. Ooh, I haven't done this before, so let's hope I'm just really right on. Ooh, that's kind of pretty. All right, so let's put the soft succulent aside, and now let's figure out how we're going to do this one. I kind of would like to lift that up, maybe just a tad, maybe. And I'm going to put this right there. Okay, so let's look at this in a minute or two and see what I can come up with. I gotta put this ink, close up this ink because I usually wear it if I don't do that. And let's add little ones. That way they don't lift as high, but they do give us some dimension, but not too much. So, you know, I'm breaking my own rule. Let's go ahead and put this on here because if I lift that just slightly, I'll never get this quite the way I want it. So, here we go. Come on, baby. There you go. I've got a little sticky edge and I've got to wipe it clean. I take my Goo, I have a Goo Gone wipes, and they are perfect for cleaning up those Stamp and Seal tape dispensers so that they continue to roll nice and neatly. Okay, now let's add this to the come on, little tape dispenser. There you go. One more. There we go. And we'll just put that right there. And we'll add a cute little pot. Very sweet. But, you know, for Fancy Nancy, they've always got to have a little something. So I think, and I'm trying to decide where I'm going to put them, I think down below. Well, maybe one up. That's a very big triangle. Oh well. There we go. And that completes my card. So let's just look at it here. You touched my heart, you were there, and I am very grateful, and indeed I was. And that is so crooked. Do you know what to do when you have one on there that's really crooked like that? Out comes the dental floss, and you can kind of lift it up. So when I go off air, well, of course we'll play with this a little more because I want it to be very special, and I need to be more careful about that. But that is my card for the day. So remember, that is the Plentiful Plants. I want to say it's on page 106. I'm not sure, of the regular catalog. And it has the matching dies and the coordinating DSP, and it can't be beat. Summer shenanigans are continuing. You might be thinking about the in color class. You have until the second Wednesday of the month to join that in color class. And the color next month is going to be Pale Papaya. And it's going to be fun. So let me just tell you a little bit about the In Color Club. The In Color Club is an opportunity for you to collect all 5 colors of the In Color collection this year. And I don't know if we've ever had better colors. You would it's a subscription. It's a 5-month commitment. Each month you receive a color. In that color, you receive a ream of paper, stamp pad, the re-inker, and of course the alcohol blends, because those pens are just so amazing, and I just love to use them in almost all the things that I do. In addition, you would get a card kit that has everything you need to make 8 cards, 2 each of 4 different designs that will use a lot of the materials that you have received, but they will all be cut up and ready to go. There will be a PDF of instructions. That card club, or that on the In Color online card club, is a $43 commitment, and that's me shipping it to your door. If you are local and you want to pick it up, it's $36. And so I'm here for you. You will find lots of information over on my blog at www.fancynancystamps.com/blog about that club. And there's a place to RSVP. Let me know you're interested, and I will get you signed up. Remember, it's a 5-month subscription. It's a commitment, but boy, you get so much, and you will have collected all these colors. I'm always sad when we get to the end of a year and the in colors go away, and they are always sold out before we even get to the end of the year, because it becomes as supplies are left, and they just go fast. So keep that in mind. This is a great way for you to collect those things you need. I'm wishing you a great weekend. I hope you're doing something fun, maybe camping, maybe boating, but something really good. I'm going to be sitting at the swimming pool, like I said, with my beautiful grandchildren, and I'll be thinking of you, well, maybe a little bit, not too much, because it's a pool, for heaven's sakes. So I'll see you soon. I'll be back on air next Tuesday at 4 o'clock. It was fun stamping with you today. Have a great one.